Are y'all familiar, Bree and Lutty? Are y'all familiar with someone named what's that lady's name that y'all been talking about recently, Miss Storyteller? That's her name.
The Queen Maker, Princella the Queen. I think it's Princella the Queen Maker is her name.
Okay. Are y'all familiar with her, Bree and Lottie?
No.
No.
Okay. Um, Never mind then. Miss Storyteller, are you familiar with Sprinkle lady? The Sprinkle lady?
Yes.
What's your thoughts on the Sprinkle lady? Do you think she's giving women good advice as far as like being in as far as like for women that want to be in happy, healthy relationships with men that they find physically attractive and stuff like that? Do you think she's giving out good advice to women?
I do. I think some of the stuff she has is real gold nuggets. Yeah.
Elaborate though, like what I mean, how exactly what exactly do you think like she's making women realize and about as far as like dating men and stuff?
I think what I hear her say is remain your own person. A lot of times women will lose themselves in men. And all I hear her say is if you're going to the gym, don't stop going to the gym when you meet a man. You got to keep him. You got to do the same things that you were doing prior to meeting him. You have to do it once you're in a relationship with him. That's basically what I hear her say. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose your pretty advantage. Don't whatever advantage you have, don't lose it. Is basically what I hear her say. Don't get so caught up in him. Keep, focus on yourself.
So when we talk about women getting lost because I mean men get lost if you will and get complacent when they get in relationships as well, but
Yeah.
pertaining to the women, do you think when they get lost and get complacent that that's largely because of something that the man is imposing onto them, or is it just because or is it largely because you know their own self detriment? And I ask you that because you know you were on my brother's Rob's live earlier, and I was like in there for like 5 minutes just listening to y'all this morning while I was out and about. But you and a lot of other women were talking about, I even heard you say specifically something about all these black women that went to their grave not having pursued their dreams, this,
Yeah.
that, and the third.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and be disingenuous and say that there aren't men out here that are like basically on some like power control type of time and want women to just basically be their daughters and have prevented them from pursuing what they wanted to pursue. But do you honestly think that that's majority like what's happening most of the time?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely think that happens. I don't think men even realize um how their failure to contribute to their own home puts more pressure on the woman. You can hear it in some of these conversations. Men don't even realize that women body go through drastic changes when she's pregnant and after she gives birth. They think she should be ready to have sex even before the 6 week checkup. I mean, this is what I'm hearing on these lives. So yeah, men don't understand that sometimes their failure to, I don't know, grow, their failure to see their woman as a valuable person, it places a lot of emotional pressure on that woman. And so she'll lose herself trying to keep the man happy, trying to keep the marriage afloat, trying to keep the home maintained. She loses herself, right? So yeah, I do. I definitely support these ladies, the Sprinkle Lady. I definitely support Princella because at the end of the day, women have, for the most part, have been oppressed under the thumb of men. And so now that women don't have to face that oppression and women are realizing, we have women give us little suggestions on, things that we can do. Yeah, I definitely, I'm supporting them because I do believe it's the majority of the men to answer your question. Yeah.
Do you think majority of men are like have the intention to oppress women that they're in relationships with though? Like, do you think they actually have the genuine intention to like, you know what, I'm gonna make sure that this woman totally dedicates her life to me and doesn't pursue whatever she may have wanted to pursue in her life? Do you think a lot of men really have that genuine intention?
Yeah. I think in the beginning it may not start as an intention, but then what happens is a woman may bring it up as a complaint or an issue, and instead of him changing his behavior, he doesn't want to change. And so at that point it becomes deliberate because she's already addressed you. She's already asked you to contribute a little bit more. You heard her grievance. You dismissed it or didn't believe it was valid, so therefore you didn't change. And at that point, it becomes intentional.
Okay, so Miss Storyteller, since we having a real conversation, so for all the black women that you said that have went to their graves, never ever pursuing what it is that they may have wanted to do in life, um, even for the women that are currently in these relationships, whether it be a marriage or just a relationship in general, I want to know why they stay in these relationships and why they don't leave these relationships. So if you and I were to get into a relationship, and let's say you were my age and you got the vibe that I was trying to basically have you dedicate your life and all of your energy, all your time, all your attention to me, but you know that you have, things that you want to pursue. Why would you stay in a relationship with me? Why would you go on to get married to me? Why would you go on to have kids for me? Why would you go on to stay with me for the rest of your life to the point where you never ever pursued what you wanted to pursue?
Well, I don't think it's happening so much anymore. So when I made that comment, I was talking about women like our grandmothers' ages, right? I don't think it's happening so much anymore. And I also think that's the reason for the divorce rates, right? You have a woman who's trying to be successful, who has dreams of her own. Maybe her husband doesn't understand, whatever. And so she goes and gets the divorce. So like I said, the comment I made was about a different time, a different generation.
Okay.
I'm not talking about now. I do believe women now, they'll try couples counseling. She herself may lose weight. She'll try to do things differently. He may try. If it don't work out, I just see women getting divorced now. I'm talking about at record numbers.
Okay. So I know you just named a few things that like you basically saying people, women will be trying. Do you honestly think a lot of women are actually trying to exhaust every option though before ending their relationships?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think most women. Some women know. Some women probably don't think it's worth the effort. Probably is like, no, I'm not going to exhaust all of it. But for the most part, I do believe that most women will exhaust all efforts before exiting a marriage. Yes.
Okay, my last question. So, and again, obviously, you're older, and you probably talk to people, women on this app in your age demographic. But I'm a young man, and even for your son, would you, the way that you've seen a lot of black women talk about black men on TikTok, especially the older black women that that people my age have done nothing to them personally. People in my age demographic have had nothing to do with the experiences that women in your age demographic and women in age demographics older than you have experienced. Would you want your son dating women that talk like the black woman on TikTok? How they talk about black men?
So let me answer directly. I would not mind because I have talked to my son and have told him my experience. And when he listens to this app, I tell him if you come across a woman and she admits to having some kind of trauma in her life, if that's the woman for you, reassure her by your actions that you're going to be nothing like the men that she's talking about. Because a lot of times the women on this app are saying that they've been traumatized, they've healed from the trauma, but then they meet men who don't want to reassure them. That's what I hear from the woman on this app, that the men that they meet don't care if you had trauma. I'm going to give you an example. Do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So a woman on this app was talking about being essayed, and the fact that it freezes her up when she's laying with her partner.
Mm-hmm.
Like she freezes. She's not comfortable.
Yeah.
The men was like, well, that's you need to get therapy, you need to get over it. Because she was talking about not being comfortable changing positions, she wanted to go slower. Just some of the things that her partner was doing was a little bit triggering for her. And when she tried to explain it to this man, he was like, that happened in the past, it ain't who I am now. And he insisted on moving her around in ways that she was triggered by. To me, that was very selfish of him. And all the men disagreed. All of the men said the trauma shouldn't have been in the bedroom with her, but it was. So if my son was to come across a woman like that, what's wrong with saying, okay, I'm not going to move you in any position. You control this. What's wrong with that? What the hell is wrong with that? Nothing. Right? But that's what I hear women on this app say. I don't basically hear them bashing black men. I hear them saying black men are not empathetic towards their struggle. That's what I hear.
I think there's
But
both.
let me say to you, Noble, if you are internalizing it, I understand and I'm sorry. Because it should not come down to your generation. And I can imagine now that you're putting it out there like that, how frustrating and disappointing it must be to hear the generation above you talk so foul towards one another. So I just wanted to say I'm sorry that it's hitting your generation.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Because look, listen, I've been saying this recently. I know I have the conversations that I have on here, and I converse with people, and I let them come up here and say what they say. But in all reality, Miss Storyteller, the only time that I ever deal with argumentative, combative, ghetto, loudmouth black women that have nothing good to say about black men, that have no good faith in relationships, is on TikTok when I'm on here. I don't the black woman that I have relationships with, even on this app that I talk to, the black woman that I have relationships with that y'all don't know, that aren't on this app, they're nothing like that. So that's not, excuse me, that's not like my lived reality. However, you have women that are my age on here, like, and I don't think Bree does this, but you have like women my age that are like me and Bree's age, and you have these black women on here, and they'll hear, and I'm not talking about you specifically, but they will hear what women in your age demographic have to say about black men, and even though they haven't experienced those things, they will internalize those things and start looking at people like me a certain way. Start looking at, brothers their age a certain way, even though they haven't even experienced those things that you and a woman older than you have even experienced. So, I'm not tone policing anybody, because I don't allow people to tone police me, but I don't know. I just think people need to be I just think people need to be mindful of that, and people need to just start saying that, unfortunately, you know, even if you were to say, "Hey, I've had better experiences dating other groups of men," that's fine. But when people take their bad experiences and project that on majority of men, and they don't have, there are some younger women that can't see that these people are just projecting their hurt and their pain. They're internalizing it and
No,
starting to
no.
see all
So
black men
so
a certain way.
so I'm gonna have to. No, it's not we're not projecting anything.
Right.
We are talking about what's going on with people in our community. That's just the way it is, Noble. That's just the way it is. And unfortunately, we have to have these grievances. We have to air out our differences. We need to. Noble, it's been, being black. So I'm not going to go there because this is your life. It has not been easy for either side, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more that our men could have done. I'm just going to leave it there. There's a lot more that our men could have done on this soil that they did not do.
Okay.
Women have carried our men emotionally, financially, spiritually. We have. And I'm gonna say to you, when you come across a woman who says something like, well, I hear the way your women talk about your men, maybe just say to them, they're talking about a subculture. Men who was raised on hip hop, malt liquor, but it ain't me. Right? And maybe that visual will be enough. Maybe not. But I understand what you're saying. But there's truth in what older black women are saying about the men. There's truth in it. It's no frustration, it's no anger, it's disappointment. It's hurt. These are our men, our brothers, our uncles, our fathers. Right?
I hear that. I hear that. I can respect that. Yeah, I can respect that. Lati, what's your thought? What's your thoughts on Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, man? What's your thoughts on Miss Shera? I don't even know how to say her name. That's why I don't say her name. What's your thoughts on Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle?
Oh, you know I love Shera. I love everything she stands for. I'm surprised red pillars aren't taking to her the same way because her message really is what they're saying, It's all aligned. So I love it. I love that, she helps women know if you want this type of lifestyle and you want a man to provide the type of lifestyle, these are the men available and this is how to get said man, And yeah, that's basically her message. If you're looking for this, this is how you go about getting it in a very realistic way. And also, I sent you the video the other time where she holds the woman accountable too, telling them about going out in bonnets and blah, blah, blah. So she does both. And of course, the ones where she's holding the woman accountable don't get as many views.
Right.
But yeah, I love her.
Bree, what's your thoughts on Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle?
I only know her from like TikTok. I don't watch her YouTube or any of her videos. I don't know much about her.
You watch Cynthia G, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
What's your thoughts on her?
With these people, you can't really, I don't agree with everything that they say, but I take bits and pieces of information. I don't really agree with everything. She can get out of hand sometimes.
Why that lady did a video of one of my videos, man? She was in there calling, what she be calling black men? Bandits?
Bandits.
Miss Storyteller, do you know who Cynthia G is?
Only that one video that when I first got on this app like 7 months ago, they was circulating a video of her saying,
Aborting babies or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, that's the only thing. I don't
Yeah, I only seen the video she did on my video, but I'm not too familiar. Lati, are you familiar with Cynthia G?
No, I know the same video she's talking about, and yeah, I don't know. Just if a person's saying that for me, I'm not interested in whatever else you have to say. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I never looked her up or nothing like that. I really don't know what else she
Wait,
talks
what'd she
about.
say?
You ain't see the video, Bree, about her talking about aborting. I don't. I think it was just black. She's saying like, bro, if you got like a black baby boy, like aborted or something.
Oh no, I ain't seen that.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find that and send it to you.